The first arrest in special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation could happen as early as today.
You're in fear every day. You're living your life, but the outside chances at any given time, a black van can pull up.
Sure.
They can jump out, drag in, and Lord knows what could happen.
And
but
see,
at the end of it, you very well may be in jail for the rest of your life.
It could happen.
And you, because of your principles, because of your faith in the Lord, because of what you know in your heart to be true,
right,
you've decided you'd rather sit in jail for the rest of your life than lie and take a plea.
Because
is that
yes,
the case?
That's the case. And
you understand you're facing potentially life in prison. You could
said,
be dead in prison.
I said if I die in prison because I'm convicted of this supposed lying to the special prosecutor, which I didn't do, they allowed me to amend that testimony. They want me to plead to the first day's unamended testimony.
Have you got any thoughts, signals, smoke signals, carrier pigeon that you're eligible for a pardon?
I don't ask for one. I don't expect one. I didn't make my decision based on it.
Do you want one?
It's not important to me. When it comes down to a Bible, swearing before a federal judge to a crime I didn't commit, in a plea deal is dishonest. They're not even. It's supposed to be secret. I can't even report it to my broker dealer. I can't report it to the regulatory agencies. That's against those regulations. They were asking me to violate regulations, the special prosecutor, to take this plea deal. I won't do it.
Rather than compromise your own principles, your own faith, you'd rather sit in jail potentially for the rest of your life.
And my wife said to me, this is a hard decision.
Of course it is.
But is Daddy going to be in prison on Christmas Day? I said, I can't tell you I won't. Okay? My wife said to me finally, she said, I'd rather that you be the man I married and I'd rather visit you in prison than for you to compromise your principles.
He said it right here. Never spoke to WikiLeaks, never spoke to an agent of the Russian government or anyone Russian for that matter. No collusion, no interference, no meddling. We may never see him here again. The evidence used to get the FISA warrants that started this whole thing was fake evidence.
There's always a taint that goes through it and follows it like tainted blood, and it gets and it corrupts the whole thing. It also is true in the law that if you get to a place for the wrong reason, but you could have gotten to there for the right reason, then the law allows that thing to be used again. It's kind of removing the taint. And I think it's a lot of what Mueller is trying to accomplish. That he may have gotten here by one way, he's going to find a way to get around to the other way, and that's his goal. Give a special prosecutor unfettered powers, they'll go for it.
And that's the problem Mueller has. I mean, there are a lot of people who think this investigation is a farce. It's not a farce, but it's problematic. And the people that have not yet pled guilty may very well fight the plea, fight the indictment.
I lived down in Washington for 10 years of my life. I went to Georgetown Law School, worked at the SEC, and did a short stint in the U.S. Attorney's Office. And I don't recognize the place. It was an aggressive place, but the absolute search and destroy, where you're trying to destroy, each side is trying to destroy the other one. It's very, from where I sit, it's not good for the country.
This is exclusive CNN video. This is what happened this morning.
The FBI's pre-dawn raid. Brand new video of Stone's arrest last month. This unusual video.
Open the door.
One guy with a gun here. One guy with a gun here. Another guy with a cell phone camera and a light filming the whole thing.
And they're slamming on the door.
Apparently, I opened the door, they held my hands up right here.
You've been called everything in the book, but the one thing that I've never heard you called is criminal. And now, as we sit here today, in the backyard of your lovely home in Fort Lauderdale, which you're on the verge of losing, thanks to this prosecution, take our audience through the pain, the stress of when the feds start slamming on your door.
At approximately 5:50 in the morning, I heard a pounding on the door. I was in the second story. My wife was asleep in the bedroom.
So this is mob with agents right here, everywhere you can see. Cars,
over here.
tents, everything.
I hear a pounding at the door, but I hadn't yet heard a voice. So I don't know who this is, whether someone's had an accident, whether it's a nut, I have no idea. I come down the staircase, now I hear a pounding on the door and a man shouting, "FBI, open the door." So there's a whole caravan of vehicles. CNN was positioned right here. This is where the CNN truck was. The guy says, "FBI, we have a warrant, open the door." I open the door. The agent says, still having guns pointed at me, "Are you Roger Stone?" I said, "I am." They said, "We have a warrant for your arrest. Please step outside." I put my hands where they can see them, because I don't want to get shot. I step out. They say, "Put your hands behind your back." I do. They handcuff me. I was wearing a Roger Stone Did Nothing Wrong t-shirt. You can get those at 1776.shop. The money goes to benefit my legal defense fund. And a pair of cut-off sweatpants, and I'm in bare feet. They say to me, who else is in the house? They say, "My wife, 2 dogs, and 3 cats." They say, "Where is she?" I said, "She's in the second-story bedroom." They take me out to the street. My wife is still sleeping because she has not heard any of this commotion. She told me later that they burst into the bedroom and got her out of bed at gunpoint. She didn't know what was going on.
Your wife's not charged?
No, she's
in
not
any part of this
charged
case?
in any crime. They take her out of the house in her nightgown and barefooted, and that she's made to stand in the street next to me about 10 feet away. They take my cell phone, which was in my pocket. They took her cell phone. She was not allowed to take calls or make calls. I, of course, said I want to talk to my lawyer. They said, "Your lawyer's been called." As I have said, I've been under investigation for over 2 years. That means that Robert Mueller and his colleagues have probed into every aspect of my life, my personal life, my family life, my private life, my political life, my business life, my social life, combing through my tax returns, going through my business records. They've interrogated 19 of my current or former associates, some of whom have been dragged before the grand jury, and they still have no evidence whatsoever of Russian collusion, WikiLeaks collaboration, no evidence or proof that I knew in advance about any of the material published by WikiLeaks, either allegedly stolen emails or allegedly hacked emails. I stand accused of a series of process crimes for which I am not guilty.